If you have these 7 habits, your mind is unusually sharp. You can tell when someone has a sharp mind. They don't talk the most. They don't react the fastest. They don't try to impress. But when they speak, it lands. When they act, it's precise. When chaos hits, they stay steady. A sharp mind isn't loud. It's controlled. And here's the truth most people won't admit. Mental sharpness isn't talent. It's discipline. It's built quietly, through habits. Habits that philosophers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius practice daily. Habits that most modern people ignore because they require effort. If you recognize these habits in yourself, your mind is not average. It's unusually sharp. And if you don't have them yet, you can build them. Stay until the end, because the last habit separates thinkers from leaders. And before we begin, if you're serious about mastering your mind and living with discipline, subscribe to this channel. This is where we turn philosophy into power. Let's begin. 1. You think before you react. The average person reacts instantly. Someone insults them, they fire back. Bad news hits, they panic. A small inconvenience, they explode. A sharp mind pauses. There's a space between stimulus and response. And inside that space is power. This is pure Stoicism. Epictetus taught that we are not disturbed by events, but by our interpretation of them. A sharp mind questions its first impulse. Instead of reacting emotionally, you ask, is this within my control? Is this worth my energy? What response serves me best? That pause makes you dangerous in the best way. Because emotional people are predictable. Controlled people are not. When you master your reaction, you master outcomes. And most people never learn this. 2. You spend time alone without feeling lonely. Most people fear silence. They need noise. They need distraction. They need validation. A sharp mind enjoys solitude. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations alone, not for applause, not for attention, but to sharpen his own thinking. When you can sit alone with your thoughts without needing stimulation, it means your mind is structured. You reflect, you review your actions, you analyze your decisions, you ask yourself hard questions. Solitude is where clarity is built. If you can walk alone without feeling empty, your mind is strong. Because dependency weakens thinking, independence sharpens it. 3. You control your desires instead of being controlled by them. Most people chase pleasure. They eat without restraint. They scroll endlessly. They chase validation. They crave attention. A sharp mind controls appetite. Seneca practiced voluntary discomfort. Cold baths, simple meals, minimal luxury. Why? Because discipline sharpens perception. When you can say no to yourself, your brain grows stronger. You're not pulled by impulses. You choose intentionally. The ability to delay gratification is one of the strongest indicators of intelligence and long-term success. Weak minds chase comfort. Sharp minds build strength. 4. You observe more than you speak. Have you noticed something about intelligent people? They listen. They scan the room. They analyze tone. They read body language. They notice patterns. Then they speak carefully. A sharp mind doesn't waste words. It gathers information first. Epictetus said we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Observation builds strategy. When you speak less, you learn more. When you learn more, you move smarter. If people often underestimate you because you're quiet, that might be your advantage. Silence is not weakness, it's calculation. 5. You regularly challenge your own beliefs. Average minds defend opinions. Sharp minds examine them. They ask, what if I'm wrong? What am I missing? Is this belief based on ego or evidence? This requires humility, and humility is rare. Marcus Aurelius constantly corrected himself in his journal. He didn't assume he was right just because he was emperor. If you're willing to question yourself, your thinking evolves. And evolution is the mark of intelligence. Rigid minds break. Flexible minds adapt, and adaptation is power. 6. You focus on what you can control. This is the core of Stoicism. Most people waste mental energy on things outside their control. Politics, other people's opinions, the past, the future. A sharp mind filters reality. It separates what is mine to control, what is not. Energy is limited. And intelligent people guard it. When you focus only on your actions, your discipline, your effort, your response, your life becomes efficient. You stop complaining. You start acting. Clarity increases. Anxiety decreases. Because worry is often misplaced attention. Control what is yours. Release what is not. That's mental strength. 7. You turn pain into strategy. This is the final test. Most people suffer and become bitter. Sharp minds suffer and become better. They analyze failure. They study mistakes. They extract lessons. They don't ask, why me? They ask, what is this teaching me? Seneca believed hardship was training, like weight on a barbell. Resistance builds strength. If every setback in your life has made you more disciplined instead of more emotional, your mind is rare. Because pain destroys the unprepared, but it sharpens the disciplined. And that's the difference. Now pause for a moment. If you recognize these habits in yourself, understand something important. You are already ahead, but sharpness fades without maintenance. A sword unused becomes dull. Your mind is the same. Sharpen it daily. Reflect nightly. Control yourself constantly. And never allow comfort to weaken your discipline. If this video helped you see yourself more clearly, subscribe to the channel right now. This is not entertainment. This is mental training. Comment below which habit you already have, and which one you need to strengthen. The strongest minds are not born, they are built. And you're building yours. Stay disciplined, stay sharp. I'll see you in the next video.